Hey, folks, we're back to talk more about cells and math in cells and um, making those work together to do the things that you want to do. And so, for this little exercise that I want to show you, I'm going to take and add together a whole set of cells. I'm going to add all of these cells together. But right now, one of those is missing. It's this one right here, and there's nothing in there. What I wanted to demonstrate for you is what is actually going on in a cell. And for me, I like to think of cells like variables or even like a bucket, just a bucket that holds some value. So in this case, this bucket is empty. And so I'm going to fill that with something else. That something else will be these two numbers added together. So in this cell, I will put equals, and then I am going to click on this cell plus this cell and hit enter. And 100 is the total of those two cells. Now, we talk about those um, references being F1 and F2. It's really important to not talk about values, not talk about the numbers, because we're always looking for flexibility in a spreadsheet. So anytime we do this, we want to talk about the cells and not talk about the numbers, because the numbers may change at any time. And I'm going to show you an example of that here in just a second. So I said that right here, I was going to add all those cells up. So I'm going to go ahead right here and use one of my functions. So sum of these cells right here. I just selected those with the mouse. Could I have typed in E1 colon E6? Absolutely, it would do exactly the same thing. So I'll close that and hit enter. And now I have 150, and you can see 100 plus 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. Now, here's the thing that's really cool and I think really special about Excel is that even though this is adding up these numbers, it knows that this number is based off of these two numbers. And so when I change one of these two numbers to 100, for example, then you'll see the change all the way across the board. Immediately, this changes to 150 because this is 150. And immediately, this changes to 200 because we changed this one. So that's the strength and the power of Excel is that anytime you change a value in there, it's going to reflect that any place that it's referenced throughout the spreadsheet. And I think that's a pretty cool thing. Um, Outside of that, just like I say, I want to make sure that you have a strong feel for the fact that cell names are what we want to use. We want to reference where that value is, not what the value is. So keep that in mind as you work through the rest of the lessons, and hopefully this is pretty clear for you. These two numbers added up here, all of these numbers added up here, and even if I change one early on, that change will be reflected all the way through anywhere that that cell is referenced.